What's good, y'all? It's your boy 95 Leo. We are back again with another video. I wanted to welcome y'all to episode 2 of the Dawless Diaries. If you haven't already checked out episode 1, please go check that out. You can go find that on my channel. I'll actually post a link in the description for y'all to make it easy. And as always, if you like what you see, if you like any of my content, please subscribe, like the video, share it, comment. Anything helps. Everything helps. Thank you in advance, and thank you to everybody who has already subscribed to my channel. I am forever in your debt, and I will keep pushing videos out as long as y'all will watch them. So if you haven't seen episode 1 of the Dawless Diaries yet, just to give you a little overview of what we do on this series, is exactly what the title suggests. We are making beats, we are making music without using a computer. We're not using DAWs. No DAWs allowed on this series at all. We're using straight hardware. And my motivation behind this series, as well as this channel, is to kind of highlight some of just my creative processes when it comes to using hardware, as well as DAWs. I'll do more stuff like in actual FL Studio and Logic and all that stuff at some point. Right now I don't have a whole lot of content that is based around FL Studio and Logic, but if y'all let me know what y'all want to see, I will definitely post it. If y'all want tutorials, if y'all just want to see me make beats, whatever the case may be, y'all let me know. Like I said, once again, let me know in the comments. I will do it. I got you. I do primarily use FL Studio and Logic Pro to make most of my beats in a professional setting. So using hardware is definitely something that is not, I won't say it's not comfortable for me, because I have been using different pieces of hardware for several years now, but it's definitely something that affects my workflow, and I am a little slower to do things on hardware. And of course, when you talk about hardware, there's always going to be limitations. Like, just for example, the MPC Live and the SP404 Mark II do not have XLR ports on it. So if you don't know what XLR port is, it is this little three-prong situation here that you would normally plug a microphone into. This is just an adapter, but yeah, it does not have XLR inputs on it, so you are limited to using something like that XLR to quarter-inch adapter to record things like a microphone or anything with an XLR input or output. And that's not a huge deal, but it can just affect like certain things like quality, so on and so forth. I will say that the MPC though does have the capability to plug a USB interface into it, which is exactly what I did in this video to record some microphone input that you'll see in just a little bit here. And speaking of these limitations when it comes to hardware, I am a huge believer that limitations breed creativity. I know you guys have heard that phrase before. I'm a huge advocate of that. It's so true. So having these moments where I am limited to just using just this machine or just this sampler with sounds in it that are already in there, I believe that does help with kind of just like re-sparking my creativity when it comes to actually using my DAW again. Don't get me wrong though, these devices like the MPC Live and SP404 Mark II are extremely powerful, but like I said, there are going to be certain things that are just limitations that you can always work around, but those workarounds to me are what help kind of like get your creativity flowing again. If there is anybody out there that is having what you would call like writer's block or beat block, I highly recommend stepping outside of your normal workflow and just trying something different. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys first the gear that I use in this video. So of course we have the main hub for everything, which would be the MPC Live. Keep in mind that I do still have the MPC Live first generation, so it does not have the built-in speaker. But as far as I know, mostly everything else about these devices are the same between the generation 1 and generation 2. The next device I use in this video is the UA Volt 276, which is a USB interface that came out about a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that is definitely the interface I need to have. I loved the design of it. I love that it was universal audio, but still at a price point that was affordable for just your everyday producer or musician. The Volt 276 is the first interface I've had outside of Focusrite branded interfaces I've owned like 3 Focusrites, and that's pretty much all I've been using since I've been producing. But seeing this one was like, this is the time for me to switch. And we could do a video about that at some point if you guys are ever curious about it. The next piece of gear I have in this video is the Arturia Mini Freak that we've talked about before. A super powerful, versatile synth by Arturia. The capabilities are absolutely endless with this device. I don't even think I've dove into 1% of what it can do. And by the way, I am 100% not sponsored by Arturia, Universal Audio, or Akai, or Yamaha, or any of these companies that I'm mentioning in here. And last but not least is probably actually one of my favorite devices that I've been using over the last 5 years or so, and that is the Yamaha Reface CP. It is a Rhodes or electric piano emulator, essentially, just in a smaller form factor. Once again, the Yamaha Reface CP is a device I saw when it was released. I saw it, I heard it, and I said I have to have that. And I probably use this keyboard more on my beats and songs and stuff like that than I use any other keyboard that I own. But the Arturia Mini Freak is very, very, very quickly approaching that. So for this beat, I actually started with the drum pattern first. Guitar was my first instrument, and I remember just going to drummers' houses or jamming with bands. And I just remember always hearing drums and just immediately thinking of chords to go along with that. So I do oftentimes like to start with drums first and then kind of build the melodies and chords and stuff like that around that. Next, I use my trusty Yamaha Reface CP to just add a, once again, very simple 2-chord chord progression. I am a huge believer in keep it simple, stupid. I just like to make very simple patterns, very simple chords, and then build from that. As long as they feel right, I'm sticking with it. So I did add a couple more layers of keyboard just to fill it out a little bit. I added this little riff and then also added just the root note of these chords in a lower octave to fill that empty space a bit more. Once again, these 3 layers of keyboard were all done with the Yamaha Reface CP. So after those first 3 layers of keyboard, what I did was I used the Arturia Mini Freak to add more of a synth bass sound to kind of, once again, just fill out that space a little bit more. This bass patch in the Arturia Mini Freak is probably my favorite that I've used so far. It just fits so well with other sounds and different genres. It's a super versatile patch, and I'll sometimes manipulate it if I need to. And lastly, for the keyboards and stuff in here, I added this one more keyboard sound from the Arturia Mini Freak, one of the patches in here. I played the same chords I played from the Yamaha Reface CP with this Arturia Mini Freak patch to once again just fill the space a little bit. So far, all the keyboards together sound like this. Last but not least, I made all these tracks and I felt pretty solid about the instrumentation, but I did feel like something was missing. So I started to look for like a vocal chop to sample, but that was taking way too long. So I said, screw it. And I went ahead and just sung a random vocal line and just kind of added some processing to it. And yeah, I really like how it came out. Alright, so real quick, y'all, I did forget to mention one minor issue I had while using the Volt 276 in the MPC Live. So pretty much any output from the Volt 276 into my speaker monitors had sort of a clicking, popping sound anomaly going on. Mind you that this did not affect the actual recording, which is why I didn't really do too much troubleshooting. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys that heads up just in case you were thinking about using this combination of devices. So yeah, those are pretty much all the parts to the beat. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all listen to what this sounds like all together. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much, and once again, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Love you guys. Thank you so much.